NSS prayer room.
ಓದ್ತಾಳೆ.
Hey, Mr. Good afternoon, one and all present here. Respected President, Principal, honored Chief Guest, distinguished guests, teachers, NSS volunteers, NCC cadets, students, and my dear friends. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the celebration of National Youth Day, commemorating the birth anniversary of the great visionary Swami Vivekananda. With the theme, Ignite the Self, Impact the World. I request Manyashri team to present a welcome song and an NSS song.
ನೀಡು ಶಿವ ನೀಡದಿರು ಶಿವ ಬಾಗುವುದು ನನ್ನ ಕಾಯ ನೀಡು ಶಿವ ನೀಡದಿರು ಶಿವ ಬಾಗುವುದು ನನ್ನ ಕಾಯ ನಾನೇಕೆ ಅಂಜಲಿ ನೀ ನನ್ನ ಅಂಬಳಿ ನೀಡು ಶಿವ ನೀಡದಿರು ಶಿವ ಬಾಗುವುದು ನನ್ನ ಕಾಯ ಶೃಂಗಾರ ಕೃತಕ ಬಂಗಾರ ಕ್ಷಣಿಕ ಬಾಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬಡಿವಾರವೇಕೆ ಶೃಂಗಾರ ಕೃತಕ ಬಂಗಾರ ಕ್ಷಣಿಕ ಬಾಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬಡಿವಾರವೇಕೆ ನೀನಿತ್ತ ಕಾಯ ನೀನಿತ್ತ ಕಾಯ ನಿನ್ನ ಕೈಲೇ ಮಾಯ ಆಗೋದು ಹೋಗೋದು ನಾ ಕಾಣೆನೆ ನೀಡು ಶಿವ ನೀಡದಿರು ಶಿವ ಬಾಗುವುದು ನನ್ನ ಕಾಯ ನಾನೇಕೆ ಅಂಜಲಿ ನೀ ನನ್ನ ಅಂಬಳಿ ನೀಡು ಶಿವ ನೀಡದಿರು ಶಿವ ಬಾಗುವುದು ನನ್ನ ಕಾಯ ಮಾಣಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಮರದಡಿಯೇ ಇಟ್ಟರು ನಾನಂತೂ ನಿನ್ನನ್ನಲಾರೆ ಮಾಣಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಮರದಡಿಯೇ ಇಟ್ಟರು ನಾನಂತೂ ನಿನ್ನನ್ನಲಾರೆ ಸಾರಂಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ನೂರಾರು ಬಯಕೆ ಮುಂದಿಟ್ಟು ಉಣಿಸೋದು ನಾ ಕಾಣೆನೆ ನೀಡು ಶಿವ ನೀಡದಿರು ಶಿವ ಬಾಗುವುದು ನನ್ನ ಕಾಯ ಬಾಗುವುದು ನನ್ನ ಕಾಯ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಸೇವಾ ಯೋಜನೆ ಮಾಡಿದರು, ಸೇವೆಯ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ, ನಾವು ಸೇವೆಯ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಕೈ ಕೆಸರಾಗಲಿ ನೆಲಹುಲು ಸಾಗಲಿ, ಸೇವೆಯ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ, ನಾವು ಸೇವೆಯ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಗ್ರಾಮಗಳ ಉದ್ಧಾರ ನಮ್ಮ ಉದ್ದೇಶ, ಗ್ರಾಮಗಳು ಬೆಳೆಯುವುದು ದೇಶ. ಭ್ರಾತೃತ್ವ ಬೆಳೆಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲೂ ನಾವು ಸೇವೆಯ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ, ನಾವು ಸೇವೆಯ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಒಬ್ಬರಿಗೊಬ್ಬರು ಕಲಿಸುವ ಧೋರಣೆ, ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರೊಂದೊಂದು ಗಿಡ ಬೆಳೆಸುವ ಪ್ರೇರಣೆ. ಮಿತ ಸಂತತಿ ಹಿತ ನುಡಿಯೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಸೇವೆಯ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ, ನಾವು ಸೇವೆಯ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಪರಿಸರ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಸಾಗೋಣ, ಜೈವಿಕ ಅನಿಲ ಯಂತ್ರ ಪ್ರಚಾರಗೊಳಿಸೋಣ. ಹೊಗೆ ರಹಿತ ಹೊಳೆಗಳನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡಿ ಸೇವೆಯ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ, ನಾವು ಸೇವೆಯ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಜಾತಿ ಮತ ಪಂಥಗಳ ಭೇದವ ಮರೆತು ಸದ್ಭಾವದಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲೂ ಬೆರೆತು, ದ್ವೇಷ ಅಸೂಯೆ ಮನದಿಂದ ಕಳೆದು ಸೇವೆಯ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ, ನಾವು ಸೇವೆಯ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಸಹಕಾರ ಸೌಹಾರ್ದ ಬೆಳೆಸೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ, ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಭಾವೈಕ್ಯ ಗಳಿಸೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಯುವ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಜಯತೆ ಪಠಿಸೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಸೇವೆಯ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ, ನಾವು ಸೇವೆಯ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಸ್ಮಾರಕಗಳ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ ನಾವು ಭವ್ಯ ಪರಂಪರೆಯ ಬೆಳೆಸುತ್ತಾ ನಾವು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ವಿಕಸನದ ಸಾಧನೆಯ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಸೇವೆಯ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ, ನಾವು ಸೇವೆಯ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಸೇವೆಯ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಕಲಿಯೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಸೇವೆಯ ಸವಿಜೇನ ಸವಿಯೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಸೇವೆಯ ಸವಿಜೇನ ಹಂಚೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಶ್ರಮ ಏವ ಜಯತೆ, ಶ್ರಮ ಏವ ಜಯತೆ, ಶ್ರಮ ಏವ ಜಯತೆ.
Thank you one and all. Now I request Dr. Ramesh PL sir to welcome the gathering.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ NSS, NCC, ನೇವಿ ಮತ್ತು ಆರ್ಮಿ ಮತ್ತು IQAC ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಯೂತ್ ಡೇ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇವತ್ತು ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಯೂತ್ ಡೇ ಅಂದರೆ it is for youth. It is remembering of the birthday of Swami Vivekananda. Still 153 years, 154 years ಆದ್ರೂ he is an icon of youth ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. He is not old. So that is the important or significance of Swami Vivekananda. ಸೊ ಇದರ ಪ್ರಯುಕ್ತವಾಗಿ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಗಳಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ವರರೆಡ್ಡಿ ಅವರು ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದಂಥ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅವರು ಅನೇಕ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಬ್ಯುಸಿ ಸ್ಕೆಡ್ಯೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ನಮಗೆ ಸಹಭಾಗಿಗಳಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮತ್ತು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವರು ಸಾಗರ್ ಚಂದ್ರಮ್ಮ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಬಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸುಮತಿ ಕುಮಟಗಿ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಶಿ ಈಸ್ MBBS, DPS, NIMHANS, DNB, Psychiatry. ಈ ವಿಷಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಸೈಕಾಟ್ರಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಅವರು PPT ಮತ್ತು ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸ ನೀಡಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಸಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿ ಸಾಗರ್ ಚಂದ್ರಮ್ಮ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದಂಥ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಅದೇ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಜನರಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಶಂಶುದ್ದೀನ್ ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದಂಥ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಹಲವಾರು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಯಾರಿತಾನ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಫೆಬ್ರವರಿ 8 ಆನ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವುಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಡೇ ಪ್ರಯುಕ್ತ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಉತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದಂಥ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಉಪ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲರಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಕಾನಂದ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ NSS ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸುಧೀರ್ TV ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಪ್ರಕಾಶು ಆರ್ಮಿ NCC ಆಫೀಸರು, ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಉತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದಂಥ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸಕರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಿಮಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ NSS ಮತ್ತು NCC ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ಉತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದಂಥ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಇವಾಗ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ನಿಮ್ಮದೇ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ. ಇದು ನೇಷನ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗು ಮತ್ತು ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫಾಲೋ ದಟ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಯುನಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ರಿಮಾರ್ಕಬಲ್ ಡೇ. If you remember and recalling the history of that Swami Vivekananda, really it is very thrilling and inspiring. On behalf of all of us, once again we have to remember that contribution of Swami Vivekananda to the nation, to the entire world. So we have to build the personality and how to build the nation and how to inspire ourselves. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಕೋಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ತುಂಬ ರೋಮಾಂಚಕವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂಥವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಸೈಕಾಟ್ರಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವರು. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಸಮಯ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ PPT ಅವರು ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸ ನೀಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಗಳು ಬೇರೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಈ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಭಾಷಣ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ.
Thank you, sir. I also extend my warm welcome to our principal, Dr. Ramesh PL, sir, to the program. Welcome you, sir. Moving forward, lighting the lamp signifies the removal of darkness and the spread of knowledge and wisdom. I request our respected dignitaries on the dais to kindly come forward for the lighting of the lamp. Thank you all. Thank you all. Now I request Muskan to kindly come forward and give a brief introduction about today's esteemed chief guest. I request our dignitaries to honor our chief guests.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶುಭ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾದ ಪರಿಚಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವ ಸೌಭಾಗ್ಯ ನನಗೆ ದೊರೆತಿದೆ. ಇಂದಿನ ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸುಮತಿ ಕುಮಟಗಿ, MBBS, DPM, ನಿಮಾನ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು DNB ಮನೋರೋಗ ಶಸ್ತ್ರತಜ್ಞ ವೈದ್ಯರು. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸುಮತಿ ಕುಮಟಗಿ ಅವರು ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಬಸವನಗುಡಿಯ ಸಾಗರ್ ಚಂದ್ರಮ್ಮ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಶೇಖರ್ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಸಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೇವೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ದೇಶದ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಿತ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯಾದ ನಿಮಾನ್ಸ್ನಿಂದ ಮನೋರೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ ಪಡೆದಿದ್ದು, ನಂತರ ಹೈದರಾಬಾದ್ನ ಆಶಾ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ DNB ಪೂರ್ಣಗೊಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸುಮತಿ ಕುಮಟಗಿ ಅವರು ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಜನರಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಗೃತಿ ಮೂಡಿಸುವಲ್ಲಿ ಸಕ್ರಿಯರಾಗಿರುವ ಉತ್ತಮ ವಕ್ತಾರರು ಕೂಡ ಹೌದು. ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಅಡಿಕ್ಷನ್, ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಉತ್ತಮ ಮನೋ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಕುರಿತು ಅನೇಕ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸಗಳನ್ನು ನೀಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ DD ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಟೆಲಿವಿಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅತಿಥಿ ವಕ್ತಾರರಾಗಿಯೂ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಯುವಕರ ದಿನದ ಈ ಮಹತ್ವದ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತಿ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿದಾಯಕವಾಗಿದೆ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
I request Mr. Samshuddin sir to take the honor. Now I request Mr. Panyal sir to take the honor. Thank you all. It's my proud privilege to invite our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Sumathi Kumatgi, to address the gathering and share her valuable thoughts with us.
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Sorry for some delay. Can you hear me? Everybody at the back? Okay. So, many of you are already heard about someone who is an icon and whose day it is today, which has been celebrated as a youth day, Swami Vivekananda. So, I will not be talking much about him per se because I think you will be knowing more than me about it. But yes, his willpower or his thoughts will definitely resonate in the presentation. Okay, tell me honestly which language you are comfortable in, Kannada or English? Both is fine? Okay, anything is fine with me also. In between, I might be switching to Kannada for comfort or relatability, but majority wise it will be in English. Okay, fine? So for me today, being a doctor, it's not just the youth per se ideas plus mental health doctor. So both physical health and mental health will be my main focus of the presentation today. What do you mean by youth? Youth. Everybody uses the term youth. Okay. So can you hear in this mic also? No. Okay. Volume ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ. No, that's okay. This volume you can reduce. I'll use this one. This volume. Okay. So everybody talks about youth. If we go for a standard definition, there's nothing called as youth definition in the age group. Like how there is children, there is adult, but there is no per se definition. Check. But it's a very standard term which is used, or a popular term which is used, youth. Can you hear me? This is better? Okay, so popular term which is youth. Many consider themselves as youth even at the age of 40, 50, and many consider themselves as the youth or young even at the age of 8 or 10, especially nowadays, current generation. So people say that youth is a state of mind, is what you feel or how you feel, because youth in itself is an energy. Okay, so this will be brief things. My slides will have only minimal points or pictures majority wise, because I know people will get bored if I just write something. You can get all those information right now in newspapers, magazines, internet. So getting information is not a tough job nowadays like previous times. It's about which information to grasp and which information to concentrate is more important. So it will be mainly what do you mean by youth age group, and then what are the physical changes in youth, and then psychological changes, social changes, and what are the challenges youth face. Okay. And then healthy lifestyle and its importance. Though you have heard so much about it, but still people fail to follow it, or mainly in your age, it's inculcating the habit of healthy lifestyle. It should not become an option, but it should become a compulsion or a lifestyle. Like eating food or having a bath is not an option. Usually it becomes like a habit or your part of life. So that's called lifestyle. Okay. Then we have mental health issues in the youth, the very, very pertinent, important problem, as well as it can act as a strength also when your mental health is more stable and you're more strong mentally. Then screen time and its adverse effects, very pertinent problem again. You want to do so many things, but you can't stop watching your phone, you can't stop watching the television, you can't stop watching the iPad or whatever it is, social media. Okay, so screen time and its adverse effect is pertinent problem to all age group. In fact, being a psychiatrist, I can say that it's not just youth or children, it's pertinent in all age group. Okay, then majority of the things which I'm talking about till now is the normal things which any youth faces. These are not the abnormal things. But the last 2-3 slides which I'll be talking about are what abnormalities can happen as if they are not able to sail through this transition with a good amount of support, or not able to develop those things, because it's a development. Like how child learns to walk, learns to speak, learns to communicate is a development. during the youth also there is what we call as personality development, which is going to stay throughout your life, because 80 to 90% of your brain develops within 3 years, but your personality develops by 18-20 years, and rest of is only 10-20% changes. That's the reason why these years are very important till the age of 18-20 especially. Okay, so what, as I said, how do you define youth? Who are included in this definition? Who is not? Okay, but if you actually consider, they vary widely across the countries or borders or people. It's not a stable, it's just a social construction. As I said, some people also consider as a state of mind. But if we go age-wise, age 15 to 29 years, that can vary, but predominantly age 15 to 29 years is included in the youth population, which is again divided from 15 to 19, it's adolescent age group, which we call. Okay, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಹದಿಹರೆಯದ ವಯಸ್ಸು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, adolescent age group. Then we call early adulthood, which is included in the youth from the age of 20 to 24 years. Then till 30 years, 25 to 30, we call it as late adulthood or late youth we call. Okay. So as I said, one good thing as well as a scary thing is Indian population has the majority of percentage of youth compared to the other developed countries and even developing countries. Okay. Why they say is it's like a potential. Like how we have what we can say potential. Right now it might not show, but once they are shown a proper direction, the youth is shown a proper direction, then the growth and everything changes and can multiply by time. That's why the percentage of population becomes important, and in India it's about 27.2. In fact, in Western countries and even the most developed countries are working towards it, that they should have more skilled youth, not just the youth population, but also give them direction to do a purpose or a skilled work. Okay. So what are the physical changes? Many people might have heard about it, might have seen it, or might have observed it in your own life, in your own neighbors, cousins, friends, and everything. So the predominant changes which you have heard is because of the hormonal changes which happens. It starts with the brain. As there is development of muscle and body and everything, now from the age of around 9-10 years, there is a rapid growth which happens at different levels, where there is a bone growth, where there is a muscle growth, and then there is also sexual growth. Especially in males, it's shown in the form of change in voice and secondary sexual characters, and in females also, secondary sexual characters varies. Okay, so why it's important to talk and know about it? To know what is normal. Some people might have the growth at around age of 13-14. Some people might have it at the age of 18-19. That doesn't make someone great or someone less great. It's the range which is important. That's why there is a range of growth. That's around 12 to 19-20, which we call as adolescent. So early growth, late growth are very much normal until and unless it's in the range. Why you should know? Because if you know your body well, if you know the information well, then you'll know what is the abnormality, and then you know what are the strengths we can draw from it. Okay, then coming to psychological. Physical, most of it is visible, most of it you can see. If there are some problems, like for example in physical changes, there are a lot of pimples, there's hair growth, more in males, facial hair growth and stuff. But psychological changes is not seen. It can be seen only when spoken to, or when observed, or when there is an abnormality. Nobody can see it until and unless everything is going fine. Okay. So this is a famous developmental stage which is developed by a psychiatrist who has observed the development in kids right from the age of 0, that's newborn, till the late. What are the changes? Because as I said, though it's lesser percentage after 18-20, but still our mind keeps changing and developing. So it's still the age of 65 and above also. So I don't want you to go into details, but I want to give you an example how we develop. Okay, just see the fifth point in it, which is around 12 to 18 years. The major thing which follows in this staging is that there is always a dilemma, conflict ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದೋ ಅದೋ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಏನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವಾಗೂ. We all think that, okay, that's fickle-minded or that's abnormal. That's very much normal, especially in this age. Having a conflict is a sign of growth and development. If you don't have conflict, you will not learn how to overcome it, or you will not learn what is the conclusion of it. So at the age of 12 to 18, the major conflict which our mind has, that is the early youth, which we call identity versus role confusion. Who am I? What should I do? What is my role in the family? What is my role in the class? What is my role in the group, in the college? So always you try to find your identity, and at the same time there's confusion also. If you get one particular identity, there's a role or identity. Okay, am I okay this, or should I do something else? So as a result of this, what teens explore personality, identity, and sense of self develops. That what am I interested in, what am I good at? So till then, till that age, 12 years, it's more of dependent on parents. You don't have much of your own thinking, more than thinking, more of decision making, which happens at this age. Then at the age of 18 to 40 years, there's intimacy and isolation. Though it's much spoken about in a wrong light, but it's a normal thing. Intimacy and what we can say, isolation doesn't mean only romantic relationship. It's relationship with your parents, it's relationship with your friends, it's with the peer. You recognize yourself with a particular society, with particular group of people, particular city, particular area. Okay, so young adults form intimate and relationships, like I can do anything for this friend. This is what the sense develops during this age group. He's the most important person, or she's the most important person. I can do anything for this teacher, or for this particular parent, or brother, sister. So that sense develops during this age, and forming of relationships, a constant relationship. So similarly, this is how a psychological development happens with the age. Okay, what are the social changes which happens in the youth? There is changes of role in the family, as I said. More than dependent, you start becoming independent. Like, for example, they'll tell you to take care of someone younger in the family, or take care of some responsibilities. It could be something related to home or something related to college. You start making choices and taking up responsibilities more. Okay, and then you're expected to make decisions at this age also. It's not like just say yes to everything which has been told. And then there's attraction towards opposite gender and formation of romantic relationship, which is also a growth curve in this particular age, as I already told. And other most important which happens here is your friends group becomes the first priority in your life. You want to be part of certain group of friends or certain gang, and you want to be what we can say known for that group, and you want to be recognized for it. Okay, and you also want to be validated by that group. Okay, you're part of it, you're doing this, you're doing that. Okay, what are the challenges youth are facing right now? Okay, so as I said, so many things are happening at a time. There is physical growth, there is mental growth, that is brain is growing, there's socially things are changing. That's why a lot of confusion happens in this age. So what are the challenges they face as a normal youth? It's not like, okay, if someone is facing challenge with the academic pressure and this one expectation, that doesn't mean they're abnormal or they need to see a psychiatrist or counselor. Everyone has a certain amount of pressure, which is normal. Pressure and anxiety in an adequate amount is actually a boon to humans. It helps human develop or do something or excel at something. Okay, so anything anxiety, pressure, stress and takshana adu negative agalla. Everything exam hindin dina athwa eno on task, it could be a sport or it could be a speech, adar hindin dina gabri agodu is normal. Okay, so but when it takes when does it take a role of abnormality is, because of that you stop doing certain things. ನಾಳೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾನು ರಜೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಆರ್ ನಾಳೆ ನಾನು ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರೂಪಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಯಾರನ್ನೋ ಲೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಸರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನೋ ಇಲ್ಲೋ. ಆರ್ fear of failure is also one important thing which happens, due to which avoidance happens. It's better ನಾನು ಯಾರಿಗೋ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಬೆಟರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಟ್ರೈಯೇ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ is a problem. When feeling normal and then going ahead with it, whether it's failure or success, is fine with it. Okay? So then there is peer pressure and social relationships. Peer pressure. ನನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡು ಟ್ರಿಪ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ನಾನು ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಹೋಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಆ ಗ್ರೂಪಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಅಥವಾ ನನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡು ಹೊಸ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ತೊಗೋಬೇಕು. ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಫೋನ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತೊಗೋಬೇಕು. Nowadays what it is happening. So though you don't want to, or your parents are refusing, it becomes a style statement or prestige statement. Not just phone, anything it could be. ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಮಾಲ್ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ರಾಂಗ್ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡನ್ ಇನ್ a normal amount or done in a good intention. I won't say good also, with an intention, with priority which you know. ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಯಾರಿಟಿ ಈಗ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮು ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಅದು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 1 ವೀಕ್ ಇರೋವಾಗ ಯು ಆರ್ ಲೀವಿಂಗ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಪ್ರಯಾರಿಟಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅ ಪ್ಲೆಷರ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. Okay, you know and you have calculated it, and then taking a break or going somewhere is fine with it. Okay. So then becomes emotional well-being and mental health. This is very, very common. We see nowadays lot of youth or even adolescents less than 18, that is adolescents coming with complaints that not able to sleep, not able to study, not able to concentrate. I don't want to go to school, I don't want to go here and there, because mental health is very important, and right now stresses are more. Though people might say previously there were more physical obstacles and physical stresses, right now we have too many things. We don't know which to absorb and which to actually remove from your life. That's more important. That's why emotional well-being and mental health becomes a challenge. Building resilience and coping skills. I tried something and it didn't work. Everybody sees me as a failure in the school, so I don't want to go to school. It could be an exam, it could be just a speech competition, or cultural events like dancing or singing. ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಬಂತು ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೂಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ನನಗೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಫೇಲಿಯರ್ಸ್, ಹೌ ಟು ಡೀಲ್ ವಿತ್ ಫೇಲಿಯರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ರೆಸಿಲಿಯನ್ಸ್. ರೆಸಿಲಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕೋಪಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಫೇಲಿಯರ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಹೌ ಡು ಯು ಕಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ to actually being or learn from that failure, and how do you come back to doing things again. That's called resilience and coping with the failure. Then mental health support and resources comes to an aid in the end. Mental health support is not just by psychologist or psychiatrist. Your parents are your mental health support. Your friend could be your mental health support. Your teacher could be your mental health support. A senior or anyone who can actually help you cope with the stress or talk you out or help you find a solution for a problem or come out of stress can be a mental health support. And everybody's role is important. Not that only psychiatrist or a psychologist or a counselor can deal with everything, because it's a normal growth and development which is happening in the youth, and this is all normal. Confusion, being irritated, being angry, being emotionally unstable at times. Okay, this is all normal part of development in the personality at this age. Okay, then comes the physical activity. Though it has been told again and again, has been stressed so much, but still people actually, especially in our country or even where academics is the prime importance, they don't consider this as priority at all. Physical activity doesn't mean you're going to get a medal in the sport. Physical activity is a part of your lifestyle. You're going to play daily, or at least 3 to 4 times a week, or you have that's the reason why physical education or a PT master is included in the school. And it's not just you're climbing somewhere. It is just that you're training your body to have a physical activity. Plus it has so many advantages. It's not just to build your body or become taller or anything like that. It actually reduces the future illnesses like hypertension and coronary artery diseases. Future, it might. Most important is if you develop the habit now, it will stay with you for lifelong, most of the time. If you don't develop now, learning becomes tough as you grow older. Okay, that's why developing it into a habit is very important. Okay, in fact, physical activity has shown to improve even mental strength and reduce stress, and also make you feel more happy, make your performance in the academics better by just involving 20 to 30 minutes in any form of game or physical activity at least 3 to 5 times a week. That's what has been recommended. Then it also reduces obesity and type 2 diabetes mellitus, and later on psychological consequences of low self-image. You don't do cycling now, or you don't do walking now or running now. Later on, after age of 18, 21, if someone else is there, you'll start feeling, okay, I missed out on something. That we call it as low self-esteem, which can happen. Okay, so not just as in lifestyle, it's not just the physical activity, it's the nutrition, eating habits, and the discipline of sleep. These are the three important things: physical activity, nutrition or eating habits, and sleep. These are the main three habits which needs to be developed during this age. I'm not doing well, I don't want, I'm feeling very lazy today, but still you follow this. Okay, so like I still get up, I still eat, I still sleep for normal time. Oh, I'm not, or I failed at something, or there's some party or something like that. Once in a while is absolutely fine, but making it as a habit becomes a problem. So concentrating on these three is very, very important, and making it a habit is very important. Otherwise, it is not going to stay with you. You go to a college, or you go to a postgraduate, you go to a hostel, and supervision of parents is gone. You'll do whatever you feel like rather than what is your habit. So it's not what others are doing. You should start believing in it and seeing the importance of it. Then only you'll continue to follow it. Then comes the mental health issues. Why mental health is so important? Why do you think Swami Vivekananda's thoughts are so impactful, or he was such a strong person at that age? Do you think he was very well built and muscular and everything? No. It's everything in the mind and the brain. His thoughts and words. If he didn't have the wisdom, he couldn't convey what he wanted to in a way which will impact everyone. Everyone can read it out, but saying it in a way which others will feel it's said for me. It's relatable to me. I can actually understand or relate to it, that it could be any quote. So at least few of them will relate to it, that yes, it's true, it happened with me also, or it might help me also. So that's where the mind power is very, very important. And once the mind power is not stable or less, then physically also will not be of any use. Okay, if you're stressed, sometimes you can notice how body and mind are related. When you're stressed, or when you're not so in a good mood, you have not done anything in the whole day and still you feel tired and sleepy and pains and aches. But when you're happy, or when you're doing something which you like, the whole day you're working on something and still you don't feel that tired or anything like that. That's where mind and body are important. So as I said, causes of mental health issues in youth could be these four things. One, academic stress, as you know. Everyone wants you to study and complete a degree. Which degree, where to go, how much to score. These are the questions which comes in daily, every milestone or every month. Then the social isolation, especially in our era, it's very important. I have 300 friends in my social media, but I don't know whom to call anyone when I'm not well, or when I want to talk to someone. Someone is staying far, someone is staying near, but I don't feel comfortable. So social isolation. One, at the level of social media and friends. Second, working parents, or even if not working parents, if they are there at home also sometimes not emotionally available, or you don't feel comfortable or talking to them. Okay, and then nuclear families is also a reason for social isolation. Everybody is busy with their own things. So until and unless something is told about everyone thinks everyone is doing well. But it's not how it looks like outside. Okay. So that's very, very important, because loneliness can lead to a lot of health issues, mental health issues like anxiety and depression. Lack of physical activity can lead to poor mental health outcomes. As I said, being obese or being lazy or not having physical activity can actually impact your mental health also. Social media pressure. He has so many friends, he has so many likes, he has so much of this cycle, this phone, this, that, or he has visited, or his friends are influential, or his college is very influential. I am not, you go and fight with your parents that, okay, I'm not scoring good because I've not been put up in a college which is as good as my friend. That's the reason my grades are also less. Though you know that that cannot be the only reason, okay. At certain level, at least it cannot be the only reason, okay. So social media pressure is very, very pertinent. Whether you use social media account or no, it's so much out there now that it will affect you in certain way. That's where you need to draw a line, that where, which one you consider as your comparison, which one you consider as your peer, and which one is considered maybe just as a video, or just as people who might be different kind of or different social genre or strata. Okay, fine. So mainly mental health issues are due to biological causes, okay. Like for example, in family there is a history of any mental health issues of anxiety and depression, or it could be any drug addiction also. And then there is due to psychological problems, like as I said, some excessive critical comments at home or comparison or in the peers or teachers. Then social, like family disadvantage, single parents sometimes, or sometimes marital discord or the parental discord in the family can also lead that. And in schools especially, it's a lot of bullying and comparison, which leads to a lot of mental health issues. Bullying and comparison for everything, that I want to be the most famous or the first ranker or most good looking person in the family. The most important thing to learn during this age is it's okay to not to be liked by everyone. It's okay not to come first or second or third in everything which you do. It's okay to not or decide something that this is going to happen and it didn't happen, which you liked something or which you didn't like. Feeling disappointed is absolutely fine, but thinking that this is what, or the end, and it happened because of my problem or I should change for that, is not a correct way of coping with the disappointment, okay. Most other important which is there is drug addiction is something which I'll talk to you for 2 minutes. Drug addiction is extremely common in this particular age group because you're first introduced. Curiosity is one of the very developing, what we can say, nature or a cognitive development which happens. You're curious about everything. There could be a machine, how it's working, or something is going. So curiosity is a normal thing which happens in a youth. So you're curious about what this particular drug or something does to you. There are so many varieties of drugs which you can't imagine also. If the recent ones which I say, which is very, very common in the youth, especially even less than 6-7 years, is a solvent inhaler or a paint, what we can say, paint primer inhaler or a kerosene inhaler. These are the things which are very commonly available. You can't even think that, okay, it could be a drug. But we get 6 years, 7 years, 8 years old kids with such thing, and their development is deranged. This comes the drug one. Then there is alcohol, then there is smoking, then there are other set of drugs. No drugs or no, including the alcohol, can, whatever the things come in your social media or other things, okay, in an adequate amount alcohol is good for health, is all wrong. It's not. Definitely, according to the recent research, any amount of alcohol is not at all doing any good to your body. Okay, that's something which you need to take. Smoking was always there, that any amount of smoking or in any way, it's not going to help you. It's going to only damage you. And rest of the drugs like cannabis is, or ganja is the other thing which is very, very commonly available, as though you're going for grocery shopping, including the very small areas it's available. So it will be there. We can't eradicate the drug problem. If you say, okay, government should stop all the drug dealers, do you think it's possible on the ground level? Next day, do you think it's not there in developed countries? It's there everywhere. Okay, it's like saying, okay, all the bars should be closed by the government legislature. It's not going to happen. So it's you or it's your peers which we need to learn where to stop or draw the boundary. We should decide things which can happen rather than putting a blame or projection that, okay, I will stop only when my friend stops, or I will stop when all the bars in my area close, or other things, or smoking, or when money is not available, I'll stop. Everything else can be modified. It's your mental decision which you need to make. 3 things about drug addiction. 1, any amount of alcohol is not good for health. Okay. Second, any drug addiction is not good for health, and it starts with single cigarette. It starts with a single peg. It starts with a single smoke of ganja, but it never stops there, because you won't get that effect later. It becomes to 2 pegs or 2 cigarettes, then it 10. Without your knowledge, it goes on there, because it's also used as a treatment, self-treatment for anxiety or low self-esteem or being a part of the group. ನನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳ್ಕೊತಾರೆ ನನ್ನ ಗ್ರೂಪಲ್ಲಿ, or they'll think I'm, for boys especially, they'll think I'm less of a boy, or I'm not daring enough, or I agree to all my wishes of the parents, or I'm scared of my parents. These are all the things which real reasons the kids have given or the adolescents have given. It's not something which I'm making up. It's very real reasons why they have started and they got addicted. The other important addiction which has come up now is screen addiction, which is very, very, very important and very common. You cannot take out the screens from your life. It's a fact. You cannot say, okay, I will stop using phone or television from tomorrow if you want to work and stay here. Until and unless you don't go to Himalayas or you go to a spiritual trip, then this is not going to happen if you want to stay here and survive. So you should know how to moderately use it and where to draw the line. So that is very, very important. Social media is not good in any way for people less than 16 years. I mean, you won't get anything out of it which can be an advantage. All that is wrong. Oh, you get study reels, this, that, material, this, that. That can happen even without social media account. That can happen even without that. Okay. So giving a reason and opening an account will lead to a lot of problems. So this is my advice. Why I'm giving even less than 16 years is you'll have your brothers, sisters, or peers. So getting yourself educated is not just for yourself. It's also for people around you. If you are not suffering and if you see someone else suffering, informing that particular people saves a life, saves a person's quality of life and a life per se also. If someone is in depression and somebody has not noticed it, and you notice and tell to their parents or peers or something like that, you save a life. Because suicide is also, especially India is suicide capital, and even Karnataka is also among the top 3 states in which suicide is common among this age group. Okay, so you are actually saving a life. Saving a life doesn't mean any mode of loss of life is fine, whether it's accident or this or that. So you're saving a life, you're saving quality of life and relationships also. So what are the screen time and its adverse effects? So in your age, there is no prescribed screen time. Like in kids, yes, less than 3 years, you should not show the screens. More than 3 years, till the age of 10 years, it's only around 30 minutes to 1 hour. That's the recommended time. But in your age, they cannot recommend a time, but they can see what are the signs of addiction. It's not the duration per se. It's when you're unable to stop it, when you stop doing things which you used to enjoy before. You used to go to play cricket outside or go to play some other game outside or to park, and you stopped going there. You just want to be glued to your PlayStation or games or live games or even social media or doing reels or whatever it is. It's not that particular thing is bad. It's just when it goes out of moderation and that becomes the priority. You're ignoring your friends because of it. You're ignoring your family because of it. And you think only that can give you happiness or contentment or satisfaction. Then it becomes a problem. At individual level, you start getting more angry, you start getting more irritable and lot of mood fluctuations. Then there is lot of interest, loss of interest in everything, not just studies. You like to eat something which your mom cooked previously. Now you're not bothered even if she has cooked that. Or you're not bothered one of your favorite cousin has come visiting you, or you used to like going to a certain park or doing some activities. Now you're not interested. Even though if you do it, you're not getting that high or that enjoyment like how you do from the screen. Okay, and increase absenteeism from the sports, school, and everywhere. And at family level, you start interacting less with the people around you, you start going to social gathering less, you don't interact with your friends. Okay, and then there's a lot of disobedience. No behavior. No for everything. No for this, no for that. Only I know everything, and whatever you say is wrong. When people say, or parents say that, okay, you're using excessive phone. No, it's just you who feel like that. Or that can be a reason for something. Because you're using excessive phone, you're not going for exercise, or you didn't score well in the exam. Then that makes you anger to the heights, that how dare the parents say that I have put an effort. But somewhere, if you think in your calm mind, you will know maybe that must have played some role in it. Maybe 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, depending on how addicted you are. It must have played. I'm sure you know that. When adolescents start preparing for their entrance or something else, they'll think, okay, I will delete all my social media account and I'll restrict my time. That's because you don't know how much time you lose or how much attention you lose in that. Okay. So then reaching out for help is important. In our country, it's not as pertinent help or easily available as in Western countries, but definitely times are changing. Compared to even my short period of time in mental health, that is 10 years back when I started practicing or joined psychiatry, to now, things have changed a lot, including the parents, not just the kids. But still, we are still in the progressive stage. Still people think, oh, psychiatrist hatra hogtare andre ಹುಚ್ಚರು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಹುಚ್ಚರಿದ್ದವರು ತಲೆ ಕೆಟ್ಟವ್ರು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅವನ್ನ ಮಾತಾಡಿಸ್ಬಾರ್ದು, ಅವಳನ್ನ ಮಾತಾಡಿಸ್ಬಾರ್ದು, ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನೋ ಆಗಿದೆ, something defective, that's what they think. Or going to a psychiatrist or a counselor itself is thought about like, okay, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದಾರೋ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ದಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ಏನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಆಚೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಾ ಅಂದರೆ ಸರಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಅವನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಥವಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಸೊ ನಾರ್ಮಲೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಬೈ ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, family or teachers, you still feel there's something lacking and I'm unable to correct, it can happen. So that's when you have to seek help, and that is important. As I said, mental strength is the basis for everything. Till it becomes so irreparable or not bearable at all, it's better to correct it when there are small issues. It could be a panic attack, it could be a low mood or difficulty coping in a new school or with the friends, or you're doing something just for the sake of your friends, or you don't want to do something but you feel that you're compelled to do something because of your friends group. These are all the confusions which happen. If you talk about it and if you seek help to one or two people whom you trust, it need not be that you need to tell everyone or ask everyone. Too many opinions, unnecessary problems. So one or two people whom you trust, the adults or reliable person or trusted person, would do the thing which is required. Okay, so these, if you reach out at different level, it could be at family level, start talking to your parents. In school or colleges, start talking to your teachers. In fact, that's the reason government has made actually compulsory, even the education institutes have made it compulsory to have a counselor. So it's not just other teachers, there's some person particularly assigned to take care of the kids or the adolescents or the youth mental health, so that they'll know whom to go to. Otherwise there'll be confusion. ಓ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ಈ ಟೀಚರ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ನನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೋ, ಅವ್ರು ನನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ಕೊತಾರೋ, ನನ್ನ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ಕೊತಾರೆ. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ಯೋರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್. ಓಕೆ, so what I can just say is, First thing is youth is equal to growth. These are the take-home points. This will be my last slide. These are the take-home points. We should know youth is equal to growth. You're growing in all forms, whether it's physical growth, mental growth, and in your social role, in your academic, or in your professional life. So growth is rapid growth, not just growth. Growth is happening in every field. So change, growth is nothing but there'll be a change. Whether it's progressive or regressive, there is change. Of course, we all intend to go in a progressive way. What is progressive is also subjective. Some feel something is progressive, the other person might feel that as regressive. 70% for some person might be a progressive because it's a relativity. The other person might feel it's a regressive thing. Okay, so it's not about comparison with others, it's comparison with your own self, that are you progressing from yourself from the previous year or previous 6 months. Okay, fine. So usually adolescent and the youth is used together because adolescent forms a major chunk of the youth. Okay, so there promoting mental health and well-being is important. Improving access to nutritious and healthy food is important. That's the reason we have so many people now questioning the manufacturers and stuff about using more of sugar items and non-edible obesity causing items to change the manufacturers. Change is happening in every way. Okay, then promoting physical activity and active communities. There are marathons going, people are doing exercise, yoga, any form of physical activity. Improving healthcare seeking behavior. As I said, there'll be a counselor in the school. That's also one of the ways how it's improving the mental health. And promoting safe environment where you can come and talk to someone about your problems. Reducing use and minimizing harm from substance abuse. Substance abuse is nothing but drug use. Drug can be everything, okay, which I told or spoken to you in detail previously. Then promoting sexual and reproductive health is also important, very, very important. As I said, sexual growth is also part of this growth. So if you don't know what's growth happening in your body or what's happening in your opposite gender, then there is tendency of either bullying or low self-esteem and other things. Knowledge is wisdom. So knowing about things is the first step towards conquering it or having a control over it. Okay, so on this Youth Day, my only message to you is there is potential. It's like a, what we can say, it's you have RDX in you, okay? Whether you want to use it to create a good energy form or you want to blast, it's dependent on you. Potential is there. How do you want to channelize it? How do you want to use it in a regulated way is something which you can decide based on the habits and how your personality develops. And second thing is mental strength is very important. Whether it's your icon, Swami Vivekananda, or anybody whom you idolize, it could be anyone from your family or senior, you know that or you observe that mental strength is the first step which they will think about or which is acting as a main factor for the development or the success or more than anything the content or good quality of life. It's not about money or it's not about success. It's about feeling content and feeling at peace in yourself. Okay, thank you everyone. If anyone has any doubts or anything about, it could be anything, if you feel like asking, then you can go ahead and ask. I have told in a very concise timings which was available for me. So please, if anybody has something to add on or to ask. Or it's too much, everyone is getting bored. Or must be tired from some activity in the morning. Yeah, looks like. It's okay, I understand. Okay then. Thank you everyone for patient listening.
Thank you, ma'am, for that enlightening and thought-provoking speech. Your words have truly highlighted the physical, psychological, and mental challenges faced by today's youth and also guided us towards positive solutions, and self awareness. We are sure that your message will inspire everyone present here, especially the youth, to take better care of their physical and mental well being. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Mr. Samshuddin sir to address gathering. Sorry for the inconvenience. Mr. Paniel sir to address gathering.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. I hope you all had a good session. I hope you have some points to take home. Yes? No? Okay. Good. So I just wanted to introduce Sagar Chandrama Hospitals to you. To a hospital that stands as one of South India's premier institutions for women and child care, with the proud milestone of over 10,000 successful deliveries in the past decade, and an impressive fertility success rate exceeding 75%, Sagar Chandrama Hospital continues to set benchmarks in compassionate evidence-based care, empowering families with excellence in maternity, fertility, and women's health services. So I thank National College for giving us this opportunity to deliver this lecture on a very important day, that is the National Youth Day. And thank you all for listening patiently. I thank Professor Ramesh, I think he's not here, and the entire team, the management, for giving us this opportunity. We'll keep coming again and again to enhance your knowledge in various fields. So now we have partnered with your college, so we'll be doing a lot of things together. There are a lot of activities that we will be doing at our hospital, and we want you all to take part in all these activities. Especially on February 8th, we have a sari-thon, that is a sari walkathon for all the women. So we encourage all of you to take part in that, the women, in this walkathon. And we have 9 students from your college who have joined us as interns, and they're doing a great job. So thank you. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Pavni to deliver vote of thanks.
Respected President, Chief Guest, Honored Guest, Principal, dignitaries on the dais, faculty members, dear NSS volunteers, students, and friends. On behalf of National Service Scheme Unit, National College Baswangudi, I take this proud privilege to propose the vote of thanks. First and foremost, we express our sincere gratitude to our President, Dr.HN Subramanya, and Secretary, Sri V. Venkata Shiva Reddy, NES of Karnataka. In their absence, we extend our heartfelt thanks to our Chief Guest, Dr. Sumathi Kumatgi, Visiting Consultant, Sagar Chandrama Hospital, Samshuddin, General Manager, Paniel Senior Manager, Marketing and Branding, for enlightening us with their valuable thoughts, which truly reflected the spirit of National Youth Day and motivated our youth to ignite the self and impact the world. We are also thankful to all our guests of honor for their encouragement and continuous support to student-centric and NSS activities. Our sincere thanks to Dr. Ramesh PL, Principal, National College Baswangudi, for his constant guidance and encouragement. We also thank Professor Alakananda, KP, College Council Secretary, for her support and kind cooperation in organizing this program. I would like to place on record our appreciation to our Professor Sudhir TV, NSS Program Officer, and Lieutenant Prakash CR, NCC Army Officer, faculty members, staff, and all NSS volunteers, NCC cadets, National High School students, and engineering students, whose dedicated efforts made this event a grand success. Finally, we thank all the students for their active presence and cooperation. Thank you, one and all present here.
As we come to the conclusion of today's program, we request everyone to please raise and join us in paying respect to our nation by singing the national anthem. Thank you everyone for making this program success. Refreshments are there, so please everyone. NSS volunteers, please stay here.